Hi, Julie.
Hi, Karen.
Well, welcome everyone to Still Here, Still Talking. And I am one of your co-hosts. I'm Karen Salisbury.
And I'm Julie Summers.
And welcome everyone. Today's episode, we're going to talk about friendship and the many different types of friendships. And we have each and every single one of us have, of course, many different friends, and all of them have fit into different categories. And we're going to talk about some of them today.
Yeah, all friends, different compartments. It sounds harsh to say, but it's really having a gentle heart, a loving heart, and putting people and accepting people where they're at, not where we want them to be.
That's true. That's a very good point because many of us throughout the many years of having friendships, we encounter the different types and then we try to bring them into another category, another type, and it doesn't always work. And then we get upset. But when we have the better understanding that each friend is in a different type of friendship and that they're quite comfortable, just keep them there. Just keep them in that friendship. It doesn't mean that they're in a pigeonhole and let it naturally make changes, like the transition from one to another, like what Julie and I have. One of the types of friendship is work friend. And that's where Julie and I met. We met at work 42, 43 years ago.
And it was a slow process. I had just moved from Seattle and to Massachusetts, and with my family and kids in tow and husband, and I was missing a connection with a friend, with my friends. And then Karen and we were on the same path, met at the same job, and she chased me till I became her friend.
That is true. I make the joke about how I just was like, okay, this girl, I'm friends with her at work and I like her, so I'm gonna ask her out. So I was like, I walked up to you, remember this day, Julie, where I walked up and it was just like, let's go out this weekend. Want to go swimming?
And I said, but I have kids.
And then I said, bring them. And the look on your face was like, what?
I was like, really? Oh my God. It just
Uh,
melted my heart. I wasn't used to it. I was a young mother and just her reaching out, like, how could I say no?
That's right. And then off we went. We met on that Saturday. We went to the pool that was on the base because that's where we were working. We were working on a military Air Force base. And so we went to the pool. We went swimming. Your kids were a joy. I loved them right away. And Ryan, the youngest one, what was he, like 2 or 3 years old?
Mm-hmm. Two, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was teaching him how to swim, and we had a great time. And your oldest at that time, Jason, he was what,
About 6 years older.
6
Yeah.
years older? Yeah, so he was 8 years old. Oh, what a joy it was. So yeah, so the friendship was first at work, a work friend, and then it transitioned into what it is today, the ride or die friend. You are absolutely that. I can count on you at any point in time, anywhere, anytime, and for anything.
And I had to learn too, I couldn't compare my friendship with Karen with my other friends. They're just I put it in compartments, like I was saying, and Karen was saying, all the different friends. And I'm just so grateful for all my friendships,
That's right. Yeah.
for all of them, because it has really made me the person that I am today. And how can I not be grateful for that?
Right, exactly. We do have to learn that each friend that we encounter, for wherever the reason or the season, right, that um, they have a purpose and to embrace them and have gratitude for that type of friend that they are, whether they are a childhood friend, the work friend, the convenient friend, the cheerleader, the brutally honest friend, the fair-weathered friend, the old soul, or the growth friend and even the long distance friend. I have quite a few right now that are long distance friends, or even what we have today, the social media friend, and even those weirdly specific friends, the ones that are like the odd ducks.
Well, I wasn't on time and you made me swim. You brought me to the pool. That's where it began. Work and then the
Right.
pool.
Right. And we have got through the years, Julie and I have experienced so many different things. And this is one of the reasons why we started this podcast is because our experiences that we've had, we want to share them. We want to let other people, participate in our journey. We don't want to be selfish. We don't want to just keep it to ourselves. We want to share. And that's like what we want to do with friendship as we go out there and encounter different individuals for whatever type that they are, we want to share, right?
Exactly. And as start accepting people, friendship, where they're at, it kind of gets me off the hook too, because sometimes I'm in a place where I don't feel like going here, or I don't feel like doing this, or I'm in a quiet space or a social space. And it kind of like, it allows, and when I'm gentle with other people, it allows me to be gentle with myself.
Right, right. And one of the things, like you hinted on, is that when we have these different friends, they bring different things out of us. That's part of that growth. And also, they help us with our own transitions as we become a different type of friend with them. Um, and it can be challenging because it can take us out of our comfort zone, but we have to be willing to try. And of course, we're going to encounter some individuals that have no willingness to try. That doesn't mean that they're not a kind person or that there's something's wrong with them. It just means that maybe that's all that they can embrace at that time, that they're just going to be that type of friend. So we have to learn to let them be that. Like I have a friend of mine, she's passed now, so um, may she be resting in peace, that I will call her Sally. And Sally was an individual that I met at massage school, and she had encountered some bullies, and she was running away. She ran out the door. She was going to quit massage school, and I ran after her and grabbed her. I literally did grab her in the parking lot and hugged her, and she just kind of like said to me, she goes, "You're not going to let me go, are you?" I said, "No."
Kind of like what
I
you did
said,
to me.
I said, I'm going to be your friend. Maybe the only one at school, but here, here at school, but I'm going to be your friend.
So
And
beautiful.
what was interesting with her that the 10 years that we were friends before she passed was I learned through the years, through our different experiences, that she's what I called a mono friend. I could not share her with anyone else. I made several attempts to embrace her, to share her with other friends at events, parties, outings, whatever you want to say, whatever you want to call those. She just couldn't have it. She would get upset, and so I learned that the only way I could have a friendship with her was just her and I. So we did a lot of different things with just her and I, whether it was breakfasts, lunch, and dinner, or it was going to the beach. And we did do that for quite a long time. Every Sunday at 9 o'clock, we'd go to the beach for almost 5 years until she became ill. And so yeah, there's just different types of friends that we encounter, and we learn how to have the relationship with them.
It's such a learning experience. And you know what? I can say that, you know how the saying is a season, a reason, a lifetime. I love that phrase. It helps me a lot of times with the friend breakups, which can be so painful. But I'm grateful for each friendship because it becomes a fiber of who I am and what I become. And each friendship means a lot. Not without pain, it's friendship breakups is not for the weak for sure, but
Hmm.
it can be such a challenge. But that's where I have my best bestie here. I gotta spit it out because I want to start crying every time I say it or see her. um I can share, she's the whole compartment, I can go with her with whatever I'm feeling. It doesn't matter. Um, and those friends are very few in between. Um, and that's a beautiful thing. I
Yeah.
mean, it is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful for you, Karen. Um, and I
Well,
just
thank
love
you, Julie.
doing this with you. It's
Oh, this is fun.
it,
And,
it's
and
just it's a beautiful thing.
it is. And I want to thank you for those words because I shared the exact same sentiment. And it's a hard thing for a lot of people to understand that when you have a friendship that's evolved to the level that we have. I remember even way back when with with a husband that you had, I won't say his name, but I remember him saying,
One, two, or three. No, I'm kidding.
no,
Just teasing.
I mean, he became so jealous of us that he
Mhm.
even wanted to know if we we were if we were a couple, um, because he was so jealous of the communication that we had. Because I think, what did you say, that we would talk all day at work, and then you'd get home and we'd talk for like 2 hours on the phone.
Hmm.
He's like, "What do you
So
guys talk
true.
about?" We talked about everything and still do. So that's why we're here on this show, is because we want to talk about everything. And as we've mentioned before in our Facebook group, as we've written in the post, is that there is no subject that's off the table. We will talk about everything and anything. So talking about that, like what has been, without naming names, what would you say, Julie, has been your most difficult friendship, and what did you learn from that?
I guess it was a very close friend, and I love this person dearly, but it was like the mono friend, like you talked about. Um,
Okay.
it had to be one-on-one, and I had to go in it knowing that it was going to be one-on-one, and that there were other issues involved, but I knew every time I went that I had to be gentle and I had to be in the moment or bring her to the moment and keep it really simple. Um, I found it challenging sometimes and exhausting, but I would never change it because it taught me so much about friendships. It's not always about me, you know, it's about whatever it's about, but I learned that it's friendships are not all about me. Um, and I love that part of me. I love that I learned that. And I carry that with me moving forward in so many things, and so many people that I meet.
That is very, very good. I mean, very interesting too, to say that about how the friendship is not all about me. And that is one of the things we certainly have encountered with many different friendships, when we start to feel that it is one-sided, and it is, you look at it and go, well, that person hasn't learned yet that friendship is a two-way street. It's not just a one-way. And those, sometimes we call them the energy vampire friend. That's a particular type of friend. And I think each and every single one of us out here listening to you is that we have encountered that. We have encountered one, hopefully not two, but maybe we have, of individuals that just use us and abuse us, who are only thinking about themselves. And it's a hard friendship to have. And many of us will uh, try to keep that friendship going and try to make the transition, try to make it different. And then we soon learn that maybe that's not the way it can be or will be. So we end up doing the breakup. And
Yeah,
even with
and
the breakup, right, we've still
oh,
experienced some uh, oh, heartache, right?
oh, ouch, right? Oh my
Yes, the
goodness.
ouch, exactly.
Um, yeah, so we've all experienced that, and I've learned I have to flip the script, right? I have to take the better part, the best part of the experience. I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to be weighed down because there's so many people in my life, family, friends, coworkers, that I want to be available for, and if
Mm-hmm.
I'm tied down with the weight of the hardships, I can't be a channel. Like, I just want to be a channel. That makes
Mm-hmm.
me the happiest. I don't have all the answers. I don't know. I just try and do the next right thing and just keep my heart open to the experience.
And that's very good. Yes. And I know that myself personally, I have done the same thing with you when I've encountered individuals that have been the energy vampires that I have to, when I walk away, I have to flip the script, as you say. I have to look at it from a different perspective and say that I provided them with whatever they needed at that time. And then have my lesson that I learned from it. And sometimes it is the lesson of, I just I was capable. I provided what they needed. I gave. And I can walk away with my head held high and my heart intact and say, okay, next.
Well, and sometimes too, I have to look at like maybe I'm not the best for them. Maybe I'm triggering something in them. Again, it's
Hmm.
not all about me. Maybe I need to just give them over to a higher power.
Hmm.
Because I certainly don't want people to be uncomfortable around me. So I kind of get it, you know? The hard, again, very hard lessons, but lessons.
Right, exactly. And um, one of the lessons I learned from a friend just recently is that I uh, I'm not the person that can always give what a person needs, and I can just do the best that I can, and then I turn around like what you said, I will um, give it to God. I will. There's been times that I've actually suggested that they go to somebody else. You know, I've I've helped some friends become, two individuals become friends and then step away from it and just let it flourish, whatever it is that that they can have together. And it's okay. I've done my part. It's the way
Oh,
I look at it.
exactly. And I can only share my experience with people. I mean, I can't tell people what to do. All I can do is say this if they ask me, do you want my opinion? Do you want to talk about this? And if they're
Hmm.
open to it, I can honestly only share my experience. I don't know if I hadn't gone through the same thing that person does, I don't know what it feels like. But I certainly can share the things that I went through, my experience, and hopefully strength and hope, because I'm here to say that I love the person that I am today because of all my friendships. So many things, but powerful friendships that lasted and didn't last. They're all a part of me.
Right, right. And that's very good. And what would you say about the friendships that you've had to that not that you had to, but the circle of friends that you did circle back to? The group of friends that you circled back to is what I'm trying to say. The
Well,
ones that you
this
let go and then you came back.
because I don't have control over the universe. I just have to have an open mind and be the best person that I can possibly be. I
Hmm.
don't like closing the door on anyone because I do believe in my heart that people can change. I mean, I
Yes.
see it every day in my life. I see it every day in Karen's life. And I have that optimistic. So people can change. And that's a philosophy that I live by.
Yes, exactly. And I have seen it with certain friends. Like right now, I have a friend of mine that we went through some really hard times, and um, it ended up as a breakup that she decided to leave. There was third party person involved, and she left the friendship, and I just basically said, okay, so she left. And it was several years that have gone by. And then I just felt it in the universe that I could reach back out to her just to say hi and to see how she was doing because she was still very much in my heart, a very close person. And so I did. So now that I've reached back, it's a circle back. And the friendship is still there because I still care about her, but it's on a different level now. It's not day to day like it was before, but it is just a friendship that is of somebody that, I just care about, that I just feel in my heart that she needs some love and attention and understanding for the things that she's going through. And especially right now, 'cause she too is ill and with a very severe illness. And it's been a blessing to come back around and just be there for her. Um, and so it's very nice to have that circle back, when you go back out to have that friendship. Like I've in the group, BFF's journey with us is I've mentioned it several times about how sometimes, reach back out, reconnect, circle back to that friend. Because maybe they need you now, or maybe you need them now. It's just a different season and a different reason.
Exactly. I love that, Karen. And sometimes I just ask the universe, like, if they're meant to be in my life, put them in my path. Like, I might, and you know what? It really works. Like, if they're meant to be back in my life, I'm going to have an open mind and they'll be put, like, maybe I'll see them at the grocery store. It can be as simple as that.
Right,
Or
right.
maybe all of a sudden I have a dream and I miss them, or it can just be these little things. So I try, and I'm not trying to be a Pollyanna here. I mean, the truth is, there are relationships you have to end that are not healthy and
That
toxic
is
and
true.
not good for your soul. And if you're being dragged down and you can't be the person that you want to be for your family and friends and the universe, the people around you every day, um, you just sometimes you have to just let them go. But I always wish I pray for them what I would pray for myself. And
Hmm.
then I have to let them go. I do, because I have to free myself up from the people that need me and want to engage in with me and be in my life, and people that I can help, because you can't really be a friend unless the other person wants to put in a little bit of effort in the friendship. Just a
Hmm.
little extension, a little grapevine.
That is true. And as I've often said to people, is that in order for you to have a friend, you've got to be a friend. You got to understand the dynamics of what a friendship is. And it is not based on judgment, and it's not based on expectations. Because if you have that, then there are barriers to the friendship. So we come into a relationship, if we want the person to be a friend, we have to accept them. We have to learn to accept them for where they're at, what they're doing, who they are, and with absolutely no expectations. It's
Yes,
full
not easy to
acceptance.
do.
No, it's not. And I certainly have been graced with your friendship that and blessed with that, that you've never expected anything above and beyond than what I was able to give or to do throughout all of these years, and it's been wonderful. So thank you, Julie.
Oh, thank you, Karen. Uh,
Oh. So is there anything else that you want to talk about this friendship before we end this call, before we end this
uh,
episode?
I think I just want to end it on a note, like, I love the phrase a reason, a season, or a lifetime.
Mm,
Um, And I'll go one step further, a reason, a season, a lifetime, because these friendships, however long they last, become a part of me. And I have to make the choice and I have to decide what I want to do with those lessons. And because they're all lessons, but they do become part of me. And that's a beautiful thing because I like
that
who I
is
am today.
good. I like who you are today, so thank you. Yes, that was very good. So, to our audience here today, I want to thank you. Thank you. Both of us do thank you for participating here, joining and listening to us. And we'd like to say, as we will be saying all the time, as we've said many times, is that we're not experts, we're just experienced. So, thank you very much for participating, for being here, listening to us.
Thank you so much, everyone. We look forward to listening and hearing from you, and God bless you.
God bless. Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.